I have here Deathstroke from Vizion, and he absolutely looks stunning and amazing. He just looks very nice with the color tones and that he has with the orange, dark blue, and the gray base. He looks really good, but there's a big but. Just make sure you don't touch it or move it that hard because some parts might fall off. So there's a lot of things that I really didn't like about this piece. This is actually from a trade that I had. I traded some stages for this one because when I saw this in the internet or in some photos, he just looks stunning. Look at that one, he looks very good. But even now, I'm even afraid moving it around in my turntable. So before we continue, if you like the review, press the like button and help me share, and also subscribe for more videos to come from NCHANZPLACE. So to start with this Deathstroke from Vizion, let's tackle first the issues, because as you can see here, this is actually a really great piece for me. If you just look at it, it looks awesome. It has the color scheme, it has the detail in the sculpt, it has the pose as you can see there, and it also has the character itself. Unfortunately, there's a lot of issues for me that I really didn't like, and these are some of those, or these are the issues. First off is that this piece comes with a lot of parts. The leg itself is composed of two parts. It has this part where it has a key there, and it doesn't even have a peg. It's just some key, and the thigh also comes in another part, and then the entire body. The right leg is actually one part together with the body, and it also has a key in this leg or in this foot. The arm has three parts, and that makes it very scary because it could easily fall off if it does not have a really good if it does not have a really good magnet on it. It will fall off. And to top it off, the sword is metal. It's actually, I'm even scared to touch it, to be honest, because I really had a hard time putting it there. And if you move it, it will just like do like this in the arm, because the arm itself, this one, it doesn't really have a how I'd say a key. It's not like a key, it's just somehow like a round, and it's very easy to turn. And when it turns, it hits the, let's say the strap here in his head, and I'm afraid it might break. So that's the bad thing about this one. So it has three parts for the arm, and with that one you can also see some, if you're very picky in the seam, you can really see a seam in this part, in the shoulder, almost let's say near the shoulder part. So that's another problem. Another issue is actually this piece. This is the Batarang, and it's actually very hard to put in there, and it's very hard that it took me almost a minute just to put it there. I thought there's a magnet, but there's no magnet. You just stuck it there, and then it's metal, but again, it's somehow scary because it's metal, or it might, when it drops off, it might hit some part and it might break some part. So that's what I'm afraid. So it's somehow a bit really fragile. Another thing, so I'm not yet done, is this sword scabbard. So it's from the back. It does not have a magnet. I was really surprised it does not have a magnet. I do not know if it's done that way, but it does not have a magnet. And when you put it on, it only has, it doesn't even think, I don't think that there's a key there. When you put it on, you just have to push it there, that it stucks there. And if you maybe even touch it, I don't even want to touch it anymore, it will also fall off. That's why I'm really having a hard time moving this one. I'm doing it really slowly because I'm really afraid that that will fall off and that will break easily, because I think it's somehow like, I'm not even sure if it's plastic, but it's very delicate. And then the last but not the least, I'm sorry, but I really don't think this is 1/4 scale. It might be a 1/4 scale for a lady, character or a female character, but when I compare this, especially the head, it looks very small. The arms are quite big though. The arms are quite big, and somehow even the same as the some of the 1/4, but definitely the head is very small. I think it's not properly proportioned. I think even the body is somehow a bit smaller, I guess, or shorter. It's like in the comics that it's not properly proportioned and something like that. But the head itself is very small. Even this one, I find it quite small, to be honest, for a 1/4 scale. This is the extra head, the unmasked one. So that is the issue. The last issue that I can find for this one is the scaling or the proportion. I really don't think that maybe it's something between a 1/5 and 1/4. So unfortunately, this piece has some issues, and it's some of them might be hidden. Some of them you can live with. For me, I can live with the sims. I think there's even another sim which is in the right side, which is this one, and this one I can live with because it's in the back and it's somehow not very obvious or not too obvious, but it is a sim. You can really see it. If you look at it, there's really like a gap, but it's at the back. You cannot even really see it, and then it's somehow hidden by the armor that he has. So the issues, some may not like it. For me, I don't like some. The really one, or the really bad thing I really didn't like is the arm or the hand itself, because it's really delicate there. The sword scabbard at the back, this one, and the Batarang. The Batarang is the worst, I have to say. This is a very difficult one to put in, so that's why. So again, this piece is really good, but it has its issues. So to go for the rating, for quality for the paint, it's really good. I like the quality of the paint. I really didn't find any like bubbles or anything. It's really good, so I'm giving it a 4.5. For color, I love the color. I really love the color. This is the part where I'm really digging it in, so I'm giving it a 5.0, which color itself, look at that one, it really pops out and it looks really good. It's also quite true to the comics, wherein he has this dark blue and also the orange. For the weathering, I also really like the weathering. It has a really good weathering in his armor and everywhere, to be honest, everywhere. Even the dark blue, it has some different paint. I consider it as weathering. Different paint tones of dark blue, so that's quite good. So weathering for this one, I'm also giving it a 5.0 because it just looks absolutely good. For shadows and highlights, the blue part doesn't have that much shadows and highlights, but the plates, the orange plates, it has some. The base doesn't have some shadows and highlights, and there are some really not. For me, I couldn't really see if there are the blue part, but the gray part, there are some. So that's why I'm just giving shadows and highlights as 4.0. For the sculpt quality, I really didn't like some of the sims. It's there, it's not too obvious for me, but there is sims that you really can see. And I really didn't like that one, so that's why I'm giving it a 3.5. Also to the fact that the execution of the different parts are not really that good. There's really no key on this one. This is really very bad, so that's why. That is for quality, sculpt quality. For texture, I'm giving it a 4.5 because there's tons of texture for this one. It looks really good, really stunning. I do wish that there were more, and then yeah, but I really also like the mesh in the helmet. That is really good. This is really nicely done. I really like that one. I love that. I just wish that there were more texture in the orange plates, meaning there's like roughness in the orange plates, because it's where that's his armor, you know. What is also a good thing is it has the texture of the dark blue, how would say dark blue, how would say costume that he has. It also has a very nice texture there. So for texture, I'm giving it a 4.5. Weight and size, I'm giving this a 4.5 as well. I really like the weight, really nicely done. I think some of the weight is due to some metal parts. Really nice. The base is really heavy. The size also is quite good, even though it's not that proportioned properly or scaled properly, I guess. The size and weight is still really good. So I'm giving it a 4.5. For details and complexity, look at the pose. Look at also the scratches. As you can, there were a lot of complaints regarding Iron Man. There's the scratch in his arm and his faceplate. It was just painted and there's really no scratch. For this one, the scratches are really sculpted. That is really good. I really appreciate that one. And as you can see, the pose itself, the plates and everything, the grenade, really nice details there. There's a lot of complex stuff in here. That's why I'm giving the complex details and complexity as 5.0. And to go to the design, the concept, I really like the concept, especially the pose. It looks really good. I really didn't just like how they engineered this one. The concept of the engineering part for this, that's the part I didn't like, because I know it's hard to, normally I don't like that one, but it doesn't mean I don't want to have the piece. It's just that it has to be done in a very good way. For this one, execution for that is very poor. So that's why I'm just giving the concept of 4.0. For displayability, I'm giving this 4.5, because you can easily display this one. Super easy. You don't have a problem in displaying it. It can fit in the Besta, and it has let's say a lot of display, how I'd say display angle. So, and even with the different display angle, you can still fit it in the Besta. It might seem to protrude a bit, but you can still put it in the Besta. So that's the good thing. That's why I'm giving displayability with 4.5. For assembly, this is the part where I give it the lowest so far that I rated in the stage 2, which is a 2.5, because I really didn't like the execution of so many parts. When you put it on, it's just that it's tedious, but it's very hard also, like the Batarang, this one at the back, the sword, and then the idea that it might fall off easily. So that's why I'm giving it a 2.5 for assembly. For the switch outs, so there's a tons of switch out for this one. There's an extra head, the unmask head for this one. There's also extra arm, hand, sorry, with which you can put this one on. You can put this on like that one, and also this is additional metal piece. There's also a hand holding this. I think this might be metal. I really think it might be metal. It's cold, so I'm guessing that's metal. There's also this rifle. The rifle is really good. I really like this rifle, as you can see. Amazing stuff. Really nice detail. There's also some bullets here. Really good. I really like that one. And there's even one more stuff. Where is that? So there's one knife as well. I really do not know where to put this one, to be honest. So for switch out and mixed media, I'm giving it a 4.5. So those are the ratings. Again, this piece is way not perfect, sorry. Also somehow a bit. Now my concern is really the out of scale or not proportion, because I'm trying to get rid of all my 1/5, and I am really afraid this is also 1/5, and because it just looks good, I'm just trying to remove or get rid of all my 1/5 as of the moment. So nonetheless, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos to come. So this is Deathstroke from Vizion.